Last topic here, coming from Shams a couple of days ago. Teams are reportedly closely monitoring Giannis Antetokounmpo's season with the Bucks and how that team is doing overall, as well as how Giannis himself looks and plays. And for Giannis, I remember back in 2020 or so, I believe it was, there were a lot of rumors about him leaving the Bucks, being unhappy with the situation there. And there was especially a big deal with him going to the Heat. That was a huge thing. Ultimately, it never happened. And a couple years later, he went on to win a ring with the Milwaukee Bucks. I think for Giannis, the kind of player he is, he's perfect for Milwaukee in that he doesn't seem like the guy that cares too much about being in a huge market, because Milwaukee's a smaller market in the league, and so often a star might want to play in the right lights. And I have no doubt Giannis will perform well under a stage like LA or something. However, he does not need to. Some players, Anthony Edwards comes to mind, are able to make the market bigger in itself just by their play in a way. That doesn't mean drawing in a bigger population in that city, but in terms of getting attention on them, Giannis is doing just fine. He's a two-time MVP, one-time DPOY. He's constantly in MVP talks. And, maybe he should be in them even more just based off what he did last year. I think he was absolutely deserving. If he was the MVP, I wouldn't have complained. But, he gets the All-NBA votes. He's top of the league in All-Star voting. Whatever it might be, Giannis gets all the attention he needs over Milwaukee. He's able to take that small market and just with his play, he's undeniable. But in terms of play on the court, it's the same thing. That is Giannis' team, without a shadow of a doubt. And the addition of a guy like Dame, while that didn't go too well last year, that was because the duo of Dame and Giannis, right? We thought that would be really good. And Dame was able to complement Giannis as well because Giannis is a good defender. Dame is not. So Giannis, even though, Dame's out on the perimeter, Giannis is more so in the post. Giannis is able to make up for some of Dame's weaknesses on the defensive end. So really, it seems like a good fit. It ultimately didn't pan out last year. But Giannis, that Bucks team is his team. Everything they do is with Giannis in mind. I doubt he would leave that team after so long. It would be a huge surprise to me if he ever was to leave Milwaukee. And you can really never say never in the NBA. But also, I love seeing loyalty. I love seeing a guy play out their whole career for one team. And especially in the modern NBA, you don't see that too often. But if a team is able to consistently build good teams around you, and obviously Giannis has only won one championship, but everything that they do is at least with the goal of contention in mind, the only reason Giannis would leave, most likely, is if those championship aspirations never panned out and it came out that, this roster wasn't being constructed well. Something like the Lakers and LeBron in terms of, the fit around Giannis isn't great and you're wasting the second half of his career. But I think Milwaukee, I think the Dame and Giannis pairing still has potential, and I think this front office is fairly competent at least. So I would love to see him stick with the Bucks. Obviously, you can speculate all the time about where he would go otherwise, but I think Giannis is staying right there over Milwaukee, and I hope that he is a Buck for life. So it makes sense for him, right? Because I think Giannis, as a player, he deserves to be more decorated. I'd love to see a few more rings, but it's especially great if he's able to do that in Milwaukee. And I think this season will really be kind of telling if he's going to be able to do that or if that might have to be elsewhere. However, I think it is very possible for it to be in Milwaukee. In year two, Damian Giannis is going to be a lot better in my opinion.